just left the visitor centre. I spoke to the rangers and we're catching the boat from Lake St Clair Visitor Centre over to Narcissus Hut. At that wharf over there we'll get off. It's a small boat, seats about 18 people, and it takes about 45 minutes to jet set across to the wharf at Narcissus Hut. It was a great day. Started out blue sky, sunshine, a little bit of cloud, but there was rain forecast for approximately 3 o'clock. So yeah, we got off the boat, Narcissus Hut, walking off the jetty. You get fooled a bit by the nice boardwalks. Then you start hitting some brilliant rugged tracks. And this is our first water crossing. It's a nice bridge, one person at a time. Really easy to cross, no dramas at all really. Just don't look down if you're afraid of heights, pretty much. Yeah, it's quite easy to walk across, don't be afraid. Yeah, it's a beautiful river, this one. And here we have it, about 4.6 k's back into the overland track, and you hit the Pine Valley turnoff, our destination. So there's a couple of water crossings in here, and the track becomes more rugged. On this day we hiked in, we'd had some previous rain, but it started to dry up, so it made for a nice little track into Pine Valley. Like I said, it's a bit more rugged, not as well maintained as the main overland track, but it does have a few boardwalks from time to time. But as you'll see, the weather started to come across, and we knew we had to get into Pine Valley as soon as we could. This is more the real track. It's more uneven and tends to yeah, you sort of move around trees, and it's not direct path. Sometimes you've got to sort of navigate your way through some mud, and yeah, it's a pretty simple walk, but it does open up to sometimes onto the occasional boardwalk. A bit of mud coming through here, so yeah, previous rains had caused a bit of mud, but here we have that boardwalk I was speaking about. So yeah, nice easy walking across here. Always seem to find a few boardwalks every now and then. But like I said, they're not as well maintained tracks out here on this Pine Valley side, and definitely has not as many boardwalks. This is really the track you sort of see most of the time. Right hand side you can just see an orange marker. That's traditionally the way the track's been marked out, and you can see the general path by the traffic and where it's been wearing out the ground. But yeah, plenty of water, so don't worry about water bottles and not having to carry enough. There's plenty of water laying around everywhere. Here we arrived at Pine Valley to find the hut completely full, so pitched our tent on the TEP platform, and just as we finished it started to rain. And it did not stop raining all night and into the next day. So we decided to stay here at Pine Valley and dry our stuff up and move out on the next day after that. The reason we stayed was that the track to Labyrinth was completely unpassable due to the rain, fog and low cloud visibility, so it made that track too dangerous to undertake during the weather conditions that we had on that day. The weather for a departure into Lake St Clair was, as you can see, snow. And did it snow? That's where we had camped the night before. We were able to dry our tent in preparation for an early hike out on that day when it was going to snow. What a magic morning to wake up to. It was a beautiful day, so we got all geared up. Afterwards, had our breakfast, got set out, ready to go for our hike back to Narcissus Hut, and if we had to, all the way to Lake St Clair Visitor Centre. There's the hut just there, snow everywhere. It was magic. All the way up through to the toilet area there, and there's other people camping. There's the hut where we'd been the night before, camping inside there. We dried our gear. View up there was just amazing. So much snow, and was very heavy. So much so that it didn't stop all day. Even changed to a little bit of hail, some like micro hail, halfway around Lake St Clair. magic. I didn't get a lot of shots, but what I did get, I thought was magical. So here's a few shots on the way back. We were there early we were there the first day, sorry. And yeah, that's where I took that shot of the river, and it was all dry, and now walking out in the snow. What a magic difference. This is one of the best scenes I've seen on all the hikes I've done. And yeah, it just made a really memorable finish to our hike. It was the same all the way through. Another spot there where we'd come through the woods and opened up to a nice clearing area. And the trees, the moss, it was magic. Unfortunately, the photos and the videos are really good, but they just don't do it the justice that it deserves. You really need to see this sort of stuff in person. And yeah, just as a small interest, yeah, I was able to hike all the way out, and it's the first time I've done this really, but it was magical. Yeah, the river crossings were a little bit different this time. We crossed them in the dry, and now we had to cross them in the snow. The whole track was snowy, icy, and it was quite wet because we'd had about 60 mil of rain the night before, so some of them puddles had started to ice up. And it was just before Narcissus hut, clearing there, and probably the heaviest snow that I'd seen all day. It was only about halfway through our day, and this was how bad it was snowing. I wouldn't say it was a whiteout, but any heavier, and I'd say it might have been. It was about -2 all day, so yeah, it made it cool. Hardly any breeze, which was nice. Snow was just falling straight down, and we were there. As you can see, there we were, all kitted up. Unfortunately, a few bits and pieces got a little bit damp. We were not wet through, but noticeable dampness when we'd finished our hike. Just another shot, same spot, and we had to walk around the 17 Ks all the way to Narcissus, and then from Narcissus all the way to Lake St Clair Visitor Centre, which was a 27-kilometre day in snow all day. After our long hike, we ended up going inside, having a burger, a couple of beers, grabbing a room, and staying the night, getting warm, and drove back to Hobart in our hire car all the way back, and yeah, spent the next 3 days in Hobart. But yeah, what an awesome trip. Had everything, all the weather we'd planned for, and all the gear we had. Did really well. A few notable mentions was our Bridgedale wet weather socks. But yeah, this is the morning we woke up to after we'd had our rest and recovery. This is November 22. We hiked out on November 21, 2022, and this should not be the weather we were expecting. Yeah, not do you expect snow in Hobart, but you don't expect it in November. So, although it can always snow in Tasmania, it's, yeah, not what we expected. So yeah, thanks for watching. As always, like and subscribe to my video, and until next time, get out there, go hiking, have fun.